To everyone. One of my responsibilities as police chief is to decide the appropriate level of discipline on incidents of misconduct involving Phoenix Police Department employees. No chief ever wants to discuss discipline like this in a public format. I expect my officers to be respectful, to be professional, to be courteous, and that is not what happened in the cases we will discuss today. The first incident I would like to provide an update on involves the arrest of two individuals as a part of a shoplifting investigation which occurred on May 27, 2019. Both officers involved in this case were sent to the Disciplinary Review Board, or what we call the DRB. The DRB is chaired by one of the department's assistant police chiefs, with 6 additional members, including 2 peer officers, 2 civilian community members, and 2 police commanders. One of the officers used inappropriate language, but made the attempt to de-escalate the situation. The DRB recommended a written reprimand, and I agree with their decision. The DRB recommended the second officer receive a 6-week unpaid suspension. But the decision on discipline is mine. And after meeting with Officer Chris Meyer personally and considering all the facts of the case, I have notified him of my intention to terminate his employment. In this case, a 240-hour suspension is just not sufficient to reverse the adverse effects of his actions on our department and our community. The second issue and second case we became aware of in June of a publication that reviewed social media posts made by police officers from around the nation. 72 current Phoenix Police Department employees were flagged for having potential inappropriate posts. 60 of those cases rose to the level of documented supervisory coaching. The remaining 12 were placed on administrative assignments during the course of the investigation. One of those 12 was removed from the list as we determined his posts were prior to the existence of our social media policy. Of the remaining 11, Detective Dave Swick has been advised that I will terminate his employment. 1 received a 40-hour suspension, 4 received 24-hour suspensions, 4 received 8-hour suspensions, and there is still 1 case remaining that has yet to be finalized. In conclusion, as a resident or a person in the community, you can express yourself as a part of your First Amendment rights, but as a public servant, we wear this badge as a symbol of our commitment to a higher standard, one that won't erode the trust of those we serve or tarnish the pride that is involved with being a Phoenix police officer. It is difficult to admit that we had employees that did not live up to those expectations, but we know that the behavior we witnessed was unacceptable. I expect more. You deserve more. Unlike other professions, we don't have the luxury of a do-over. And the overwhelming majority of the calls that we take, 2 million of calls for service each year, they really end well. Our officers are dispatched 1,800 times each day when our community needs us, and 99% of the time we get it right. But when we don't, it does come at a cost. Nearly 4,000 other members of the Phoenix Police Department must bear the burden of that failed contact with our community members. As of today, we re-emphasize the respect and professionalism expected of the Phoenix Police Department. The men and women of this department are our greatest assets, and they have my full support as we move forward with our dedication to our duties.